Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the English Learning Podcast. This is the podcast where you improve your English step by step with clear and confident speaking. I'm Leo. Today, we're going to discuss something very important. Are you tired of understanding what you hear in English? Do you want to catch every word, sentence, and idea when someone speaks? You're not alone. Today, I will share simple, active listening tips that will boost your confidence in understanding English. Listening can be tough because native speakers speak quickly, use difficult words, and sometimes mumble. That makes it hard to catch what's said, but don't worry. These active listening strategies will help you become a better and more confident English listener. You will listen carefully, shadow what I say, and grow along the way. Find a quiet spot, get comfy, take a deep breath, and let's start. What is active listening? It's when you don't just hear English but really try to understand it. Stay focused and pay attention when others speak. There are many sounds, many words, but active listening isn't about catching every word. It's about listening with a purpose. Your goal is to get the message, not just the sounds.
Sometimes we listen without paying much attention. We let the speaker talk, but we don't think much about it. Maybe we are tired, maybe we are doing something else. Maybe we are thinking about dinner or our phone. But active listening is different. When you are an active listener, you give your full attention. You're not thinking about other things. You are thinking about the speaker. You want to know, what are they trying to say? What is the main idea? You are using your brain, not just your ears. Listening actively is very important for learning English. When you focus, your brain works harder and helps you learn faster. You start to link words with their meanings and sounds with understanding. Remember, active listening means paying close attention. It's about thinking while you listen. It's about grasping ideas, not just recognizing words. When you listen this way, your English improves. Over time, you'll understand more and listening will become easier and more fun. Now, let's look at simple steps to become a better active listener. Let's start with the first technique, which is a simple but effective habit. It involves predicting before you listen. So, what does predicting mean? It's about guessing what might happen next, making a good guess before something occurs. When we say you should predict before listening, we mean try to figure out what the speaker will say before you begin listening. Why is this useful? It helps prepare your brain. It gets your mind ready to think about possible words, ideas, and topics. So when the speaker begins, your brain works faster and understands the meaning more easily. Let me give you an example. Imagine you're about to listen to a podcast about food. Before you press play, ask yourself, will they talk about cooking? Will they mention any fruits or vegetables? Maybe they'll describe tastes like sweet or spicy. When you think this way before listening, your brain becomes more alert. You already have some ideas in mind, so when you hear those words, you understand them more quickly. Here's another example. You're about to watch a video about travel. Before it starts, take a moment and ask yourself, what might I hear? Will they say words like ticket, passport, or flight? Even if your guess isn't exactly right, that's perfectly fine. What matters is that your brain is warming up, just like stretching before exercise. When you warm up, your body moves more easily. In the same way, when you think ahead before listening, your brain understands more clearly. So try building this simple habit. Before you listen, pause for just 10 seconds and ask yourself, what is this about? What do I think I'll hear? This small step can make a big difference. All right, now let's move on to technique number 2. Focus on the main ideas, not every single word. Many learners make the same mistake. They try to catch and understand every word. But here's the truth, my friend. You don't need to understand every single word to know what someone is saying. Native speakers often use new words, idioms, or slang. You won't always recognize every word, and that's completely okay. You don't need to stop and check the dictionary every time. Instead, focus on the main idea. Try to understand the overall message. Ask yourself, what is the speaker talking about? What's the main point they're trying to make? Let me give you an example. Imagine someone says, I didn't go to the party because I had a splitting headache. Now, maybe you don't know the word splitting, and that's okay. You can still understand the meaning. First, you know he didn't go to the party. Second, he had a headache. Even without knowing splitting, you get the idea. The headache was probably very bad. Third, that's why he stayed home. So even if you don't understand one word, you still get the main message. That's the goal. Here's another example. We ran into some unexpected delays at the airport, but we finally made it to Paris last night. Now, maybe words like unexpected or delays are new for you, but that's okay. You can still catch the key ideas. First, something happened at the airport. Second, it caused a problem. Third, even with the delay, they still arrived in Paris. That's the main idea, and that's enough. Remember, when you watch a movie or listen to a podcast, your goal is to understand the message, not to translate every single word. If you understand even 60%, that's a great start. If you catch the big idea, you're already making progress. Over time, your understanding will improve. More words will become familiar, and your brain will start to fill in the gaps more naturally. So next time you're listening, don't panic if you hear a new word. Just keep going. Stay calm and focus on the main message. That's what good listeners do. Now, let's move on to technique number 3. It's something many learners forget to do, but it's incredibly powerful. So next time you're listening, don't panic if you hear a new word. Just keep going. Stay calm and focus on the main message. That's what good listeners do. Now, let's move on to technique number 3. It's something many learners forget to do, but it's incredibly powerful. This is how real listening improves, little by little, each time. Little by little, layer by layer. Think about music. The first time you hear a song, it's okay. But when you hear it again and again, something changes. You start to sing along. You remember the lyrics. You feel the rhythm. It's the same with English. So don't worry if you don't understand everything the first time. That's normal. That's how learning works. Good listeners listen more than once. They repeat the audio. They give their brain more chances to grow. They pause, they listen again, and you can do the same. Start with this podcast, listen once, then again and again. Each time you'll understand a little more. Each time your brain gets stronger. Each time your confidence grows. So remember, one time is not enough. 2 or 3 times is much better. All right, now let's move on to technique number 4. Technique number 4. Use context to guess new words. What is context? Context means the words around the new word, the situation, the story, or the feeling in the sentence. When you don't understand a word, look at the words before and after it. Ask yourself, what is happening in this conversation? What is the speaker talking about? Let me show you how this works. I was starving, so I ate 3 sandwiches. Maybe you don't know the word starving, but look at the sentence. She said she ate 3 sandwiches. So you can guess that starving probably means very, very hungry. That's right, starving means very hungry. You figured it out, even if you hadn't seen the word before. Why? Because you used context, the words around it, to guess the meaning. Let's try another example. We had to cancel the picnic because it started pouring. Now, maybe you don't know what pouring means, but you know this. There was a picnic. It got canceled. So what could pouring mean in this sentence? Could it be heavy rain? Exactly. You use the clues to make a smart guess. Exactly. Pouring means raining a lot. And notice, you didn't need a dictionary. You just thought about the situation. You thought about the context. You thought about the story. That's exactly what native speakers do. Even in your own language, you often guess new words just by how they're used. So next time you hear a word you don't know, don't stop. Don't panic. Look at the full sentence. Listen to the speaker's tone. Think about the topic. Ask yourself, what could this word mean here? If it's really important, you can check it later. But in the moment, just keep going. Use the context. Your brain is smart. It wants to help you. This is how good listeners understand more, even when they don't know every word. All right, now let's move on to technique number 5, the last one for today. Don't multitask. Stay focused. Let's break that down. What is multitasking? It means trying to do 2 or more things at the same time. For example, listening to English while checking your phone, watching a video while cooking, playing English audio while writing an email at first. This might sound like a good idea. You're busy, so why not try to save time, right? But here's the truth. Multitasking doesn't work well when you're trying to learn. When you do 2 things at once, your brain can't focus. You don't listen carefully. You miss words. You forget what you just heard. Your brain needs your full attention. especially when you're learning a new language. So, what should you do instead? Create a short English time each day. Even just 10 to 15 minutes is enough. And during that time, do only one thing: listen carefully, with focus. No phone, no distractions, no walking around, just you and the English. You can close your eyes, or if it's a video, look at the speaker's face. Just be present. When your brain is focused, you learn faster, you understand more, you actually enjoy it. Think of it like having a conversation with a friend. Would you look at your phone while they're talking to you? Of course not. That would be rude. You'd look at them, you'd listen, you'd show them you care. Do the same with English. Be present, be focused, and your brain will thank you. Treat English the same way. Give it your time, give it your focus. Even just a few minutes a day can make a big difference. So remember, don't multitask. Stay focused. That's how great listeners learn deeply and grow steadily. Thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you for listening. I'm Leo, and this is Peak Pulse. Keep listening, keep learning, and most of all, keep believing in yourself. Bye for now.